first time anybody's ever done a simulcast, and it's been quite a challenge trying to do this in person and also online. Most people are watching online. We have over 500 people in our Sharpeners Jam group that have potential of watching this. But this is the last time we had the Sharpeners Jam in person pre-COVID. And that's what we're used to. So this is quite a bit different. A lot of things have changed since then. As we know, COVID has changed all our lives. I do want to mention there's been some icons in the sharpening industry that were with us alive at the time this picture was taken. They're no longer with us. And I do want to mention them. Ari Eickert for one. Ari, the Arius Eickert company is the first ones to produce our Bonika Shears. And our original Bonika Shears were made by them, and I just want to express our condolences to Uwe and Ramon. We miss his dad. I know they miss his dad, and he was a forefront of making beauty shears and grooming shears in the United States. He came over from Germany. So the Ari Eickert was Ari USA Eickert Company was where that came from. Also want to mention Jason Sturm. We lost Jason's dad, who's the first generation of the EdgePro, and we got to meet him when we were in Nebraska. And his dad was quite a character, very different personality from Jason. Not good or not bad, just very different, and we do miss him, and we lost him at this time. Debbie Finck. She came to all the early jams, and she passed away from COVID. And she was a great sharpener. A lot of the things I learned about sharpening was from her in Portland, and we still have some of her videos. And she came to, I've got lots of pictures of her at the early jams. Very talented sharpener. We lost her. One of the first female sharpeners in the industry. And she and I, that's how we met. I think we were about the only ones. We met at that famous Reno event, which we talked about last night, that Wolff put on in Reno. It's a lot of connections from there. And then the last one I want to mention, and maybe some other people you can think of that we've lost in the last couple of years, is someone I never met, is Don Vogel with Anvil Shears. We do have some of his shears up here we're going to be using for practice, and we'll be using them from now on, some of the Anvil shears for our beveled edge sharpening, but just his condolences to Barbara and his family. And that's made it, that's a big change in the industry. So in the past few years, our business, Bonika Shears and the Sharpeners Jam, we've had a lot of changes. One is Gene had his car wreck, and that made a huge difference. That was in August, almost 2 years ago. And so he's not able to, he was worn out yesterday. He's not able to work full time. That's cut back on a lot of the things we did, but we're just fortunate he's with us because the person that hit him in the car is no longer. I'm pleased that we were able, and you can look at my scrapbook back there, we were able to go to Germany before his accident and before COVID. God's good timing. And I was able to train in the factory, met with some sharpeners over there, and that was an opportunity that it was just good timing on that. I want to mention about our grandchildren. Susanna, wave your hand over there. Susanna works with us when she can, and is very interested in the business. And Autumn, if you buy bumpers and washers from us, my granddaughter Autumn is the one that's counted those out. I don't think she's going to be here today, but I want to mention them. We just recently formed this alliance with Eickert Shears. And Eickert, they've got 70 shears on the way to us. So I've got a few at the office, but we have, that's why I don't have them on display here. But this is going to be an ongoing relationship with them. It gives, what they get from us is that they have a warehouse in the United States to keep their shears so they can send them out. And that also allows me to sell them wholesale to you, but also those of you that are gold level sharpeners that get the extra 25% off, we can include the Eickert with those. Yes, I see our face light up. And I'm very impressed with the Eickert shears. When we took them to the last 2 hair shows, people just really loved them. They're probably a little bit of step up from our average Bonika shear, is the way to put it. Most of our Bonika shears are around the $200 range. what we sell to stylists and groomers. You know, 160 to 228, and theirs start at mostly about 250 up. So it gives us a little bit of a range. Did want to mention the book that I gave away that came out during COVID is the book on the business of starting a sharpening business. I didn't ever get the title right. I was using search engine optimization to get the right title, but it's on Amazon, and when it first came out on Amazon, we were the #1 selling book in its category. Now, I had a very limited category, but I was very pleased, pleased with that. And then finally, this is the exciting thing that's happened to us just this week, is our shears are now on the Salon-Centric website. And Salon-Centric is the largest beauty, not in the stores, but on the website, largest beauty supplier. And they contacted me. I didn't go after them asking them, can I put them on your website? And the good news for you, you're saying, what's it mean for me as a sharpener? #1, your stylist, not so much your groomers, but your stylist will recognize the name Bonika because they've seen it on their Salon-Centric website. And you can sell absolutely at the same price and at least double your money, or if you're like David, make more than double if you're at higher gold up. And because we have a minimum advertised price, and that's what it is on Salon-Centric. So if they see it on Salon-Centric, they still got to pay shipping and buy it at the same price you can sell it for. So it should complement your work, not be a competitor for you. Plus, if you've been trained by me and had my equipment, you're the warranty center for Bonika Shears, and if there's more out there, that gets you to more salons. So, other thing I want to talk about is the years of Bonika Shears of us growing. It started as a step of faith. I don't know if any of you any of you know my story, but I used to be a school teacher. Went through some sales jobs, and I was working at a knife warehouse, making really good money. Was miserable. Knew I wasn't where God wanted me to be, and just started praying, God, what do you want me to do? And got nothing from God other than, yep, you're not where you belong. So I had to make the step of faith and give my notice at the job. And then after I gave my notice, during that time, talking on the phone to a guy that was buying our sharpening stones, found out he was sharpening shears for the beauty salons. And I was like, I've always loved being around hairstylists. I love that personality. And my best friend, she didn't become a hairstylist, but she was one of those, all her baby dolls were bald kind of a person, you know. And so Jane and I traveled up and learned how I got my first feet wet into sharpening. I'll put it to you that way. Most of what I've learned has been from people like Dennis and Jim and other sharpeners, because yes, I've trained with some factories. I got to go to Jaguar. The factory training is not what you're going to get from the other sharpeners, because they're seeing real life issues. In the factories, they're just doing brand new shoes. So my training has been like what Debbie Finck I mentioned earlier. And different ones, I learned a little bit from everybody. And that brings us to the Sharpeners Jam. This is what this is about. We can learn more from other sharpeners, really and truly. And sometimes just sitting and chatting, not necessarily the presentations, but we can learn more from other sharpeners than if we went in and worked in a factory for 5 years. Does that make sense? I'm getting way off script here. Back to the Sharpeners Jam. It started when we had a guy in Alabama, and I don't think he's alive anymore. Most sharpeners are very old people. I've trained a few of them that are in their 80s, got started in their 80s. But he said, I think I got a better way to sharpen. I said, well, come on, and we'll jam. And there was about 3 of us there. And the next year we said, well, let's do it again. And so we, and then it started growing, and then we started the ideas contest. And this is now year, 24? That we've been doing the Sharpeners Jam. The first Sharpener Jams were also a matter of faith because we lost money on them. We didn't make any money at it. It was some way to get everybody together and train each other. And it's just been in the last few years that we made any money. Most of the money from this event that we're doing here local is going to the educators that have taken up their time and come to you. So make sure you buy from the vendors that are here. I think most of the money from the jam we've made from our garage sale, which we've got some, Misty has a very sharp pencil. We've got the last of the garage sale there. Those of you online, after this event, Misty's gonna put it all on the website at discounted prices, but the people here get first choice of the discounted things. Two other things, and I'm sorry this is such a long speech. I timed it was gonna be 4 minutes and I've gone off track, which is
Typical.
Typical. The purpose of the Sharpeners Jam has always been the sharing of ideas in a friendly, cooperative manner. It's not about competition. We're about harmony of purpose, of all of us becoming better sharpeners, whether you use my equipment or was trained by me originally or any of the people here. That's what it's been about. We want all of you to be better sharpeners and have successful businesses. Success means not just about making money, but supporting your families, blessing your customers, and enjoying your life. That's what success is. So we've been successful. There's some times that we might not have been some lean years that we weren't that successful by world standards, but we've been successful all along, over 30 years. I want to especially thank our 3 educators that we have here today. Dennis Brooks, Jim O'Donnell, and Jason Sturm, not necessarily in any order, except alphabetical. What I love about these 3 gentlemen is that they love to teach, and more than that, they have always depended on the love and guidance from Jesus Christ. And none of us know the future of our businesses. We don't know where we're going from here. We don't know what the next year may hold. I mean, we're looking at things with Russia and Ukraine and who knows what. But we do know we can have a firm foundation in Christ. And any of these 3 men, Gene, or many of them here, would be glad to discuss this with you if you don't have that security and firm foundation. Because with that, we can face whatever the world throws at us. So after this long speech, and I did add this in here, I'd like to welcome everyone here, the ones online and the ones in person, to our 24th annual Sharpeners Jam. First simulcast Sharpeners event, I think, ever that I know of. So our editor over there could probably vouch for that, right? First simulcast one?
It's the first one.
Yeah, all right. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to try to do